I'm going to try and make this as basic and as elementary as I possibly can because I feel as though I'm convinced now it's not that I'm missing the point. I feel as though maybe a lot of what I say just goes over a lot of people's heads, number one. And I'm also aware that the Jacinta Horde, or the cult movement, Jacinta, is dedicated to misunderstanding what we say because when it's all said and done, none of you are interested in the actual solutions. But nonetheless, I'm going to try and make this as elementary. Hopefully, a 6-year-old or 5-year-old will understand this. So when after this, and phone, I'm going to give you an example, the most basic example as I possibly can. Let's hypothetically say me and you, Lady Tay, are driving down the road on a freeway on the N3. And it just so happens that the car that we're driving gets a puncture. Stay with me. I'm making this as an example of South Africa. Let's say the car that we're driving has a puncture. And lo and behold, when we try and get the spare wheel itself has a puncture. So we sort of caught in a twist. That is South Africa's problems. Now, Lady Tay, whoever, you can be forgiven by asking, what am I doing if I go to my boot and I take out my toolbox and I go underneath that car and I start unscrewing or removing the engine of the car? You would be justified in saying, what are you doing? We have AA that we've already called that is on its way. Yes, they're going to take 3 hours because the next town is far away. But why are you going underneath the car? The problem is the tires. Why are you detaching the engine? You understand. I cannot say, oh, what better idea do you have? You understand that logic, Lady Tay. You understand that logic. The problem are tires. We just need a patch. But if I go underneath the car and I start unscrewing the engine, resulting in the whole engine dropping, you understand now the problem that I've now put us in. You understand? By that very simple virtue, the problem that Jacinta is trying to solve is not the problem that is going to fix and move South Africa forward. By trying to fix the problem, yes, see, understand, yes, when I go underneath that car, I am doing something. You, as the lady standing on the side, are not doing anything. I can't say, but I'm doing something. And you're doing nothing. You understand that, right? I hope that logic, I can't look at you and say, yes, I'm underneath and I'm unscrewing the engine. I'm doing something and you are not doing anything. I'm completely effing us up. The problem was just punctured tires. We only needed that gum thing that you just put in and then the tires fix and then we pump that tire and then we're good. We can continue on our merry way. South Africa's problems are the tire. Jacinta is going underneath the engine and unscrewing the engine, putting us in way more of a crisis. Now we have to start paying things that we didn't have to pay. Similarly, as Nigeria, Ghana, and all of these countries are cutting South Africa's companies. The problems were the tires. The problem are corrupt politicians. We're seeing them being arrested in Madlanga Commission. The AA is coming. They're fixing the problem. We're seeing Kent Matlala going to prison. We're seeing Uki Gaba going to prison. We're seeing politicians being held accountable. We're seeing it. The AA is coming. It's not as quickly as we wanted, but the AA is coming. Jacinta has no damn business going underneath the car and trying to freaking detach the whole engine. Yes, she's doing something, but she's freaking detaching the engine. The problems are just the tires. We just need a good swampompe. God, I hope that maybe something there, like your logic might kick in some way, like a spark. And let's stop the BS. You're not interested. This is just a point that you use to hide. You're not interested, South Africa. You're not interested in fixing your problems. Let's also be factual with one another. We have been speaking to you now for the past couple of months. We have given you nothing but solutions. You have rejected each and every single one of our solutions. We said, as Black people, we can come together as communities and build and create our own bakeries. We can create our own spaza shops. But you're going to lie to yourselves and you're going to create this boogeyman that doesn't exist. A boogeyman of a syndicate that somehow protects the Pakistanis. They protect the Pakistanis if you start a business, but they don't protect the Pakistanis from Pagalum Tagati coming and chasing them out and you guys bum rushing their shops and stealing and plundering from them. They're not interested in protecting them. They only protect them when you start a spaza shop. You're not interested in fixing things. We've said you can employ the youth of South Africa. If a youth is a doctor, there's no reason why, if there's a child in that community who studied to become a doctor, there's no reason for you to go to Dr. Padayachi in town where you're going to down. We can all, as a community, come together. If we can come together to cause the havoc and the horrors that we've caused, we can come together as a community and help that young child get their own practice. And we can support that young child. We can buy bread, as Isinkwa Setu, and create our own industries. But anifuni, when Malema says, let's go after the land, let's go after the resources, anifuni. You give 1,000 reasons. You're not a people who want to solve the problem. So let's stop BSing ourselves that you even care about fixing the problems. You see Madlanga Commission, who the drug dealers are, but you would much rather go to town and chase after boogeymen, knowing very well Nyabashi's picture around the corner. Let's stop pretending. Let's stop BSing each other, Mtomnyama. We are grown at this point. You are not interested because we are lazy. We want things handed to us. We want to complain. Jacinta gives us the ability to complain and point at every single thing going wrong except here. Jacinta gives us an escape from here because deep down, you know you are the problem. You know that we have a drug problem because the boy child is being left behind as a machit. We know that. We're not raising our boys. So they turn to drugs, but then because we don't want to blame ourselves, the South Africans will point at Nigerians and everybody else because we neglected. We walk around claiming to protect our women, yet our women have purple profile pictures all over South Africa, all over social media. Because we don't want to face the reality, and that is we don't want to face ourselves. We don't want to look at the mirror. We don't want to face ourselves as men. We are failing this country, as Black men in particular. Let us stop BSing ourselves, Taki. We are losing.